Hello, this is a reading for the energy of Capricorn. I am using the Star Tarot by Kathy McClellan. This is Aquarian Tarot by David Palladini, and these are called reading cards. It's called Sacred Spirit Reading Cards by Anna Stark. And I'll pull one of these cards at the end to further give us some guidance on how to navigate what the reading has to say. All right, Capricorn, this is for all placements in Capricorn. If you don't have a planet or an aspect in the sign of Capricorn, you do have a house in the sign of Capricorn. So you can just pull up a birth chart to see where Capricorn was at the time of your birth, and that's how you're going to express that theme of that house through the lens of Capricorn energy. All right, so. And much like a deity, I feel like we can always call on these energies to kind of help us through things. You know, Capricorn is a very grounding energy, and sometimes we need it to bring us back to reality, to bring us back to this dimension, right? Okay, let's see what we have for you. I'm going to pull three main cards from here, and the artwork on this deck is just beautiful. So we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse, Water of Air, Two of Pentacles, Earth energy, and the Sun in reverse, Major Arcana. So it's looking like there is a situation that in your life where you're not quite sure what to do. You're conflicted in a way. The Sun is a card of clarity, a card of understanding, being able to see everything. You know, it's warmth, it's love, it's all encompassing is what it is. It's also thought of the happiest card in the tarot. And I usually feel like the Sun is that beacon, that light, that not a beacon, it's just that light that is shown upon something to give us full detail, to give us full understanding of something. And because it's in reverse, it feels like you don't have a full understanding of a situation that you're in. And it's a situation dealing with maybe a conflict of feelings and a conflict of logic. And it kind of has you in this balance of what do I do? Where do I go from here? And how do I tackle this? So we're going to use the Aquarian Tarot to draw some more information on this situation that you're facing, and and hopefully we can shed some light on that, and bring you out of this place of uncertainty and help you to guide you to a decision that you feel most comfortable with. All right, one more good shuffle. These cards are very old, and when I shuffle them, I get this waft of nostalgia, I guess you could say. Oh, so we've got the High Priestess here. Very good. And then the Lovers in reverse. Okay, the Tower in... Oh my gosh, three Major Arcana right off the bat, in addition to our our Sun up here. Okay, let's keep going. Eight of Swords. This is really perplexing you, Capricorn. You're kind of in a conundrum. Nine of Rods, the World. Then we've got the Seven of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords, and the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's switch your view so you can see your spread here. I'm going to do a little bit of arranging, just some sliding up here. Wow, the lighting just looks so much better than it did yesterday. Yesterday was my first day back for about a month. And so I guess I was just a bit rusty in getting everything set up. But today everything, it looks a lot better. Yeah. I don't really know what I did differently, but obviously I made an improvement. Okay, so there are four major arcana here in this middle row. We've got the High Priestess, the Lovers in reverse, the Tower in reverse, and the World. And down here at the bottom, Four of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords, Seven of Cups. So this seems to be like a situation in which you're needing to spend a lot of time to really decide and understand, with our High Priestess here, understand what it is that is going to give you purpose. Understand what it is that that is going to drive you forward, that is going to make you, give you the best benefit. So these decisions that you're having to make, I don't really see exactly what the issue is, but I do feel like there is a definite conflict between your feeling body and your logical body, okay? And so it's, you're basically kind of torn in two and not really able to see um your true direction here. Um I do feel with this tower here, there's something that kind of needs to happen. That it's a little bit in the works, but I feel like you might be fighting it in a way. Um, and not only fighting it, but it's like you're turning, you're not allowing this tower to kind of flow through. You're really kind of turning a blind eye to it, and you're putting up a lot more resistance that is needed. And it's making this decision a lot harder. So I kind of feel like the issue, okay, might have to do with some kind of relationship, a relationship that might seem like it's not the best for you. Um, and you kind of feel like there might be a situation that, or you kind of feel stuck here for some reason. You don't feel like this is something that can bloom. And I can't get a read on whether or not if it is or if it isn't. But I think what is blocking you from really coming to understand the situation as a whole is that you don't really know what it is that you want. You don't know what it is that you're seeking, and it's not coming through for some reason. And Seven of Cups down here is a card of many choices. It can be also a card of fantasy. And and I feel like this Seven of Cups being in reverse, it's it's kind of like, you know, that there's a fantasy. You kind of know on a deep level that that thing that you're in conflict about is not really a true conflict. It's not. It's more along the lines of, I think it's more along the lines of something that you have kind of created in your mind. You've kind of created a mental monster here. And I think this tower moment is really wanting you to break into that mental monster that you've created, that conflict that you've created within yourself. You're kind of looking at this situation almost like the grass is greener on the other side, but it's not, that's not how, that's, I don't really feel like that's your reality. And I think the conflict is coming in the fact that your logical side is telling you, no, this is not how it is, but your feeling side is saying, but the grass is greener on the other side. and and what really needs to happen is there needs to, this tower needs to really play itself out somehow. I'm not exactly sure what this tower is, but it's kind of looming in the background. It hasn't completely broken down so that something new can, pop up. It's kind of hanging on. I get a picture of like hands just kind of clawing onto almost like some stone that's slipping. However, there's such a good grip on there that it's not really allowing itself to fall. So there is probably some work that you need to do on yourself and maybe understand why it is you feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Our high priestess is begs us to go really deep and really understand things. She's all about knowledge and understanding, gnosis, right? She's really, and it can be about oneself, but it can also be about the outside world. But in this case, I feel like it's really understanding yourself. Why is it that you feel the grass is greener on the other side? And why is it that you can't get completely comfortable where you're at and mesh these two, come to an understanding with your logic and your feelings? And that's not to say that feelings are not valid. And it's not to say that logic isn't valid. Sometimes, to go against logic is to follow our heart, and that will make us happy. But the thing is to really get a good understanding as to why you're going to follow logic as opposed to feeling, or why you want to follow your feeling as opposed to logic. And usually the best case scenario is to understand both and really see where both sides are coming from and make a decision based on all of that information as a whole. So with the sun being in reverse, like I said, there's not enough clarity. But what I think really needs to happen, is that you've got to sort of understand where it is that you want to be. Our Nine of Rods, the World, and the Four of Cups. You really need to understand where you want to be in the future, okay? Following your logic, is that going to take you to the place that you want to be in your future? Where do you see yourself being? If you follow your feelings, is that going to take you down the road of where you want to see yourself in the future? And in order to make the best decision, you're going to have to factor in all of those things. You really need to understand where your feelings are coming from, why you're having these feelings, understand where your logic is coming from and why it's logically better, or why the logical decision is for you to go that route. And factor in all of that with where you want to end up. Okay. Where do you see yourself in the end? And is making that decision going to get to where you ultimately want to be in the end, and what your ultimate goal is. So, yes, I think a major part is to really allow this tower to happen. Maybe you have to revisit something that happened in the past. Maybe you have to understand what happened in the past and really let it go. Really allow those feelings and emotions to play themselves out before you'll be able to have a little bit more clarity, and you can release yourself of this mental prison that you've put yourself in, that you kind of find yourself in right now. So with that, we are going to draw our reading cards from the Sacred Spirit deck. And we will see if there is some guidance that can be imparted on what to do about this situation here. Because it's really a hard thing when we have our mind fighting our heart. And it's very hard to gain clarity, because it's almost like you have two people kind of arguing amongst themselves, right? And and we want, and sometimes we want to do something with all of our heart, but it's not logically the best thing to do. It's not logically the way to go, I would love to sleep in all the time and not have to wake up, but that's not logically the thing to do. You know, kids got to go to school, people want breakfast, so I say that because this morning I was so tired. I got the kids off to school and then I went back to bed for a couple of hours, and it actually took me about 2 hours to fully wake up. Um, that's been happening in a lot lately, and I think I might need to start an exercise program, something. Just start moving again. I was dancing for about almost 2 years, and I was dancing quite on a regular basis. And I stopped, and I noticed that my flexibility is gone. I feel a lot more tired. I'm having harder times just moving around, bending over. Now, granted, I am in my 40s, and I know things start happening around then. So, I think I need to move around a little bit more, get some exercise, get those parts oiled. All right, Capricorn, let's see what the deck has for you. Spirit messages, observe limitations. Oh, that's a pretty bird. Let's see let me show you your bird really quick. Going to transition. There we go. So there's your bird. Spirit messages. I really like this deck. Look at that. I don't know, are those fractals in the background, but I like those geometrics that they have in the background. They also have some of the images also have some of these geometrics within the image itself. So card number 34, and I turned right to it, breaks down to number 7. This is a hummingbird. You know, I thought to myself, I thought it was a blackbird at first, and I was like, wouldn't it be nice if that was a hummingbird? But it says, this beautiful hovering hummingbird is a positive animal totem. Its simplicity and seemingly effortless glide across flower gardens reminds us to take things slowly. Often believed to float between realms, hummingbirds are light bringers. Their healing hum encourages you to open your heart to receive love in your life. The hummingbird can travel large distances despite its small size and has the ability to fly backwards, reminding us that no matter where we are in life, we can always take a few steps back and try again. Be willing to take a step back and see things differently in order to take in the sweetness of life is all a part of the hummingbird's blessing. The hovering wings of the hummingbird move in an infinite loop, the figure 8 pattern, this symbol defined as an unending sequence. This powerful symbol represents endlessness, the infinite life of the spirit. Right now, you have spirit guiding you. There are many messages around you that are waiting to be acknowledged. Pay attention to specific encounters, as these special meanings will bring confirmation from the spirit realm. Know that right now you are being visited by past loved ones. They are asking you to be observant of the signs they are sending you on a daily basis. Be aware of these moments as your mind wanders to nostalgic memories from the past. You may be visited by loved ones while you are lucid dreaming. Keep a handy journal next to your sleeping space so you can record these moments immediately. Please acknowledge these signs and communication with love and gratitude, as it takes a great deal of energy for these special encounters. The beautiful hum of the hummingbird inspires magic and joy to those that witness these joyful encounters. If you witness the flight of a hummingbird, know that luck and positivity is on its way. The shadow aspect is creating complications and over-analytical. Sacred crystal is the moonstone. The angel assistance is Archangel Panuel, Panuel. Hope, eternal wisdom, heavenly guidance. And the affirmation is, I am ready to receive confirmation from my spiritual team now. So perhaps it's time to maybe look to your spiritual team. See what messages are around you. See what messages can help guide you to kind of come to a centeredness of the situation that you find yourself in. And like I said, there has to be a meeting of the two energies, a meeting of the feeling energy, a meeting of the logic energy. And we can't always live in our feeling space, and we can't always live in our logic space either. So making a decision that satisfies both is going to be ideal. And I think a lot has to do with finally releasing this energy of this tower, because it really is creating it's kind of a mental prison for yourself. It's keeping you from moving forward, from having that clarity that you need, because you're clouded by this conflict that you have within yourself. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has helped. I hope this has maybe shed some light on something. If you know of anyone that can benefit from this, please share that. Please share the video with them. We are all about helping our fellow humans here on this big rock, right? So have a nice day, and I will see you next reading. Take care.